Let me see. After you guys got married, I was reading this that you both sought careers outside of the music industry, to kind of focus on your family and provide a more stable income. What was the main factor that brought you guys back into music?
Losing a job.
Yeah.
Losing a job that I thought that there was going to be some stability in. That, like you said, when we got married pretty young, but we have both been doing music pretty much for a while already. Mm-hmm. And, when you're young, you're taught that eventually you grow up, you get married, you get the white picket fence, and you get some kids, and you got a good job, and, all of that stuff. And it's like, wanting to do music, you want to do music, but chances you won't make it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Truth be told, chances are you won't make it. And that's the truth. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be really, really good. You got to be really, really dedicated. You got to be really, really passionate. And you got to be blessed, and you got to be lucky.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In a sense. So it's like, when we got married, it was like, and we was about to have a baby, it was like, put it in the closet. Maybe the music thing ain't really the thing that's going to get us as a family where we trying to go, was what we were thinking. Mm-hmm. As individuals, and make us crossing that threshold. And it was like, what did your mama tell you? Get a job, boy, you need a job. And that's not what my mom was telling me per se, but just that lesson is always in the back of your mind. Like, when you having a family, you need a job. You need a job. Yeah. And I got a job, man. And, I thought I was doing it, and I was doing it for a while, but I wasn't dedicated to that the way I was dedicated to music. I didn't have that desire and that passion for that job the way I had it for the music. You know what I mean? And I just needed to focus that energy. And I think that was a part of the reason that I lost the job, outside of the mistakes that were made that caused me to really lose the job. Yeah. But it's just kind of like, it was that in the back of our minds, and even without really having that conversation, that was really pushing us to say, you know what, we need to get into what we love, but we just got to do it differently, you know what I mean? Because now our life has different dynamics. You know what I mean? We're having a baby, we're married, you know what I mean? What we have to say is different than what we were saying before we got married, and we was just wanting to serve or whatever we might have been talking about. It just took on different meaning, and the group was born, out of a bad situation, but it was born into making us what we become. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so for that, I guess I had to take the job and the time that I spent at the job, because in a way it was like that was a reflection mode to get us ready and get us prepared for what we were going to be doing. And it was a good time though. Yeah. It was a good time.
All right. Can you share with me the story about how you were originally discovered and, the circumstances that led to your signing? I believe you guys were discovered by Joe Scott. Can you talk about that?
We've been performing for, I guess, probably over a year. We've been performing at the Black Lily, which a lot of people kind of know about, was an event that was happening weekly here in Philadelphia, which really kind of helped to springboard quite a few careers, or at least had something to do with exposing quite a few Philly artists to their audience. We were performing there for about a year or so. We had connections to lots of the musical community here in the city via my husband, whose history with a lot of these people goes back many, many, many years before the Black Lily. So we had connections in with the Roots and with different people who were connected to the old school sound of Philadelphia and whatnot. So a lot of people knew that we were performing regularly. Joe was one of those people who was able to kind of break through at that time and got a record deal and was working on her. And this was, I believe, before or after the Grammy with the Roots, I'm not sure. But the story is that also that so she was already signed to Hidden Beach, and her husband at the time, Mizell Williams, were both very instrumental in really just kind of bringing attention to us as a group and saying, hey, these people are good, they're awesome, you need to come and check them out. They're going to be what's next. You really have to check them out. So the president of the label came down to see us perform, and really, not to be cliche, but the rest is history. Pretty much after that, it was pretty much going to happen. We were going to sign with Hidden Beach, so that was the story.
Cool. One last question for you guys. You know, you guys are a married couple. You know, you live together, you work together, spend, you know, a lot of time together. So, have you ever felt like the music, you know, working together has ever put a strain on your relationship?
Not at all. Not really. I think that in a lot of ways it's enhanced our relationship because it gives us influences us to communicate.
Yeah. There it is, right there. And I'm sorry.
To communicate, but it also
a lot of married people get messed up when they can't cut each other off.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they're going in two different directions. You work over here, I work over there.
I got you got boom, boom, boom. You got this going on, I got that going on.
Yeah.
But being our life is so intertwined, there is no room for a lot of foolishness.
Yeah.
So even when foolishness gets involved, we gotta dead it. Yes, we gotta dead that. We gotta discuss it. We gotta deal with it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and it's not the business of Kindred. It's the business of our family. The size of our family, the way that it functions. There's really not a lot of room in there for us to kind of dwell on a whole bunch of like extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. That's a beautiful thing.
And I was going to say about was so rude to that, you know, because of what we do, you know what I mean, it gives us the alone time together that a lot of couples don't get, along with, because that point that she made was extremely important. And even in saying it, it brings to mind those two things. You know what I mean? The communication as well as it gives us a lot of time to be close. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when we're close, we're close. You know what I'm saying? And like any couple, you know what I mean? So when you're communicating and you're close, you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's when you're not communicating and you're distant that people are in trouble. You know what I mean? And it's just so thankfully that we've, gratefully, you know what I mean? We are in that position and we've been in that position and that we've embraced it for the most part. You know what I mean? Yes, it's frustrating at times, and we go through ups and downs just like anybody else, and we're not running through the poppies, skipping.
Yeah, we had a fantastic tech argument the other day. It was great.
I mean, but it's just like, you know, it is real, man. It is real. It's not BS. We're living what we're speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we're hoping that people are relating because we see them living what we're speaking.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to get out.
That's a beautiful thing. I like that. Anything you guys would like to add?
Just thank you very much. We appreciate the support. You know, of course, the album will be out July 26th. Hopefully you'll get it. You know what I mean? And we love having it to what we do. Love has no recession. And, you know, we appreciate everybody. Thank you. God bless you.
Cool.
Join the website, KindredFamilyShow.com.
Yeah.
Also, follow us on Twitter.
Do that.
At Kindred the Fam is the team. At Kindred the Wife is me.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit us up on Facebook and hit us up with what we're doing. And watch the webisodes for 6 events.
You can even go to my MySpace from back in the day if you want to. I really don't care, man. Come